Dave's mentioned there about how he's been sending out connection requests in the same sort of roles while he's looking for a role himself.
Yeah.
I think what's quite interesting there is that's actually like asking for help. So it's a slightly different thing. And interestingly, I think people do respond well if you ask people for help. Can you help me with this? Or I've got this really interesting project that, your input would be amazing to. I've always found that that's been the kind of thing that people do respond well to. What's your experience of that?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Because again, you're human. The more human you can come across. And I think there are a lot of people that have a barrier or find it challenging to replicate human behavior in an online environment. It's never something that I've particularly struggled with, because I'm just like, well, I'll just put it out there, and if it goes wrong, then it goes wrong, and I'll just figure out how to make it right again. And I've been lucky. But I think it's that the more human you can be, and humans need help. And it's one of the easiest ways for you to showcase the human side of yourself, by asking for help, by being vulnerable, by accepting that we all make mistakes, that we're not perfect, because we're not robots at the end of the day. Accepting that you're wrong sometimes, accepting that you've made a mistake. In fact, actually, I was talking to one client last week, and they were saying that they had run a LinkedIn campaign where they just spam connected with loads of people with the same message, and they got very little response. They got a couple of people coming back, but very little response. So I just said to them, well, why don't you go back to these people, because they're in your network, they're connections, and just say, make a bit of a joke out of it. Unfortunately, you were a victim of an experiment that went a bit wrong, but genuinely, I would like to have a conversation with you, and then add something a bit more personal into it. So again, you're coming across as more human. You've not lost that opportunity by making that mistake.
Yeah.
You can still get it back, but it's, the process of accepting and admitting to that mistake, but just, having a bit of fun with it can really help.